Hare Krishna, welcome to Morning Amrut Vani program. His Grace Rupavilas Prabhuji will be giving his transcendental words of wisdom. Her Grace Rupavati Radha Mataji will be reading the Namamrita, followed by Srila Prabhupada quote, followed by Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit. Thereafter, Her Grace All Sevani Mataji will be reciting the slokas. Welcome to everyone once again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam. Sri Namamrit, the nectar of the holy name. By constantly chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one can be fully in Krishna consciousness and perfect his life. The example of the gopis is very instructive to persons who are trying to be absorbed in Krishna consciousness. One can very easily associate with Krishna simply by remembering his transcendental pastime. Everyone has a tendency to love someone. That Krishna should be the object of love is a central point of Krishna consciousness. By constantly chanting the Hare Krishna mantra and remembering the transcendental pastime of Krishna, one can be fully in Krishna consciousness and thus make his life sublime and fruitful. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada quote, 18 July. I know that if you maintain the association of devotees, your life will be happy and perfect. That is the version of the Shastras that the most important thing of spiritual realization is the company of realized soul or pure devotees of the Lord. Letter to Tribhuvanatha, July 18, 1970. Hare Krishna. Sri Prabhupada Leela Amrit. When they inquired at the door, a young man recognized Mr. Malik Naren had previously given a donation and immediately escorted them up to the roof of the second floor and into the presence of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, who was sitting and enjoying the early evening atmosphere with a few disciples and guests. Sitting with his back very straight, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati appeared tall. He was slender, his arms were long, and his complexion was fair and golden. He wore round bifocals with simple frames. His nose was sharp, his forehead broad, and his expression was very scholarly, yet not at all timid. The vertical markings of Vaishnava Tilak on his forehead were familiar to Abhay, as were the simple sannyas robes that draped over his right shoulder, leaving the other shoulder and half his chest bare. He wore tulsi neck beads, and the clay Vaishnava markings of Tilak were visible at his throat, shoulder, and upper arm. A clean white Brahmanical thread was looped around his neck and draped across his chest. Abhay and Naren, having both seen raised in Vaishnava families, immediately offered prostrated obeisances at the sight of the Revat sannyasi. Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Bhagavad Gita 10.41. Yadyad vibhutivat sattvam Srimad urjitam eva va tattad eva vagachatvam mama tejo asmi sambhavam. Translation: Know that all opulent, beauty, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.10.20. Hatavashishta itararanajirat raksho ganashatriya varya sayakai prayo vivrik anvayava vidhudruvur mrigendra vikridita yutapa iva. Translation: The remaining yakshas who somehow or other were not killed had their limbs cut to pieces by the arrows of the great warrior Dhruv Maharaj. Thus they began to flee, just as elephants flee when defeated by a lion. Hare Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrit Madhya Leela 4.131. Dadara achala tale paila se khira Stana lepi khira laya, haila bahira. Translation: According to the deity's directions, the priest found the pot of sweet rice behind the cloth curtain. He removed the pot and mopped up the place where it had been kept. He then went out of the temple. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. श्री राधराज बिहारी भगवान की जय, ललिता सखी विशाखा माता की जय, गिरिराज गोवर्धन महाराज की जय, सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय, गौरांग निताय महाप्रभु की जय, शील प्रभुपाद की जय, मॉर्निंग चैंटिंग प्रोग्राम की जय, हिज होलीनेस गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। ऑलवेज रिमेंबर कृष्ण, नेवर फॉरगेट कृष्ण. Abhyas and Vairagya, these are the two things which Lord says continuously. Lord says the biggest enemy is our mind. The moment you leave little bit also freedom to your mind, huh, it will drag you down and drag you in the activities which will ultimately lead us to suffering. It will drag us for sense gratification. So, it is said like a pagal hathi, we have to tame it, we have to train it. Similarly, our mind has to be given engagement in such a way that throughout the way it is busy with Krishna. And the best way is to increase our chanting, the quota of increasing our chanting. And in between, whenever you get time, you should do some seva. But whenever you are free, you should chant the holy name. Hanumanji, what he does, he has only two things in his life: Ram Nam and Ram Seva. There is nothing third thing in his life. When there is no Ram Seva, he is chanting the holy name of the Ram. So, continuous chanting helps us to control our mind and keep us engaged in Krishna consciousness. And always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That is the goal of our life. Prabhupada quotes, there are A, B, C, D, which we call an E also. A means association. First comes association of devotees. B means book. C means chanting. D means diet. Huh? So, the first thing in Krishna consciousness is association. Association, without association, ekantika bhakti utpataye eva kevalam. If you are not associating, not serving, and you are not in the Guru Parampara and doing bhakti alone, it will only create disturbance in your life. It's better we associate and take inspiration from other and try to implement in our life. Prabhupada, see, this Naren had given donation, and that's why he was able to easily escort Srila Prabhupada up. And after going straight to, what we see is Srila Prabhupada's Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. How nicely the description is given over here. He's not like an ordinary, what Srila Prabhupada was thinking, like a beggar. He could see the Vaishnava tilaks. He could see him straight. He could see how the chadar was there. And the effulgence of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, kept Srila Prabhupada awe, and he was in awe to see that how great this sadhu is. And this is how the conversation will start between Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. Because at that time, Srila Prabhupada was a freedom fighter. He was a part of the freedom fighting movement, and he was impressed by Gandhiji. He was a follower of Gandhiji. And in the last, he says one thing, that unless and until India is not liberated, the problems will not solve. So you are saying that preaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the first instruction that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj will be giving to Srila Prabhupada is preach the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the only way by which the world can be secured and peace will come. Because this is the need of the soul. So he was very much astonished at how this is possible. Because we are country subdued by English people. So unless and until we are not liberated by the clutches of English, this all things what he is saying is useless. So then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj countered it. He says, Atma will never wait for all these things. It is a very urgent need for the soul that he should be liberated. Hmm? Okay, so we can go further. यद्यद् विभूति मत्सत्वं श्रीमत् उर्जित एव वा तत्तत् एवावत् तत्तत्त्वं मम तेज अंश संभव मम तेज अंश संभव. My all what I have spoken is coming from my one ansha, one sparkle. What to speak about anything else? All the vibhutis, all the opulence what I have spoken is coming from my bodily one spark. It pervades and it enters in the entire universe and it maintains it. So that is the glory and that is the power of Lord. Here we understand that the remaining all yakshas who were somehow trying to get out and flee, just as elephant flee when defeated by a lion. So the upma is given here of the lion and the elephant. Elephant, if it get defeated, it runs. But he cannot run very far because lion is more agile. Here in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhavendra Puri is sitting in the tree on the inside below the tree at the night time. The pujari goes inside and he says that behind the curtain he is able to see the pot, and he was completely astonished. He cleaned that place and then took out at the midnight that pot, and now he's wondering if the pot is there, Madhavendra Puri has to be there. And then he went out and was shouting, Madhavendra Puri, where are you? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare